The Backrooms series by Kane explores the possibilities of this pocket dimension and the unknown horrors one can face entering this place. Send me your movie and video game suggestions on Twitter, which I could cover for the upcoming videos. The video dated 29th of February 1990 plays an informational tape covering a project called KV-31 in the research and development team. Project KV-31 focuses on the study and development of the async low proximity magnetic distortion system, or otherwise a door which opened a portal to a different dimension reality with infinite rooms. Appropriately, the project is also referred to as the machine, the door, the complex, hallways, and the backrooms, due to its strange nature which resembles some aspects of the aforementioned titles. A blueprint is then shown seemingly mapping out the backrooms, with a regulation indicating that all expeditions must be carried out with at least 3 individuals together, which explains that in the word expedition itself, that in fact the backrooms is a place that Async has discovered, not a place that they have created, despite what many have led to believe according to the previous videos, which I will get back to later. 4 individuals entering the backrooms through the portal Async has successfully managed to manufacture. They all are covered head to toe in protective hazmat suits, carrying 2 briefcases, presumably to make more use of the backrooms and set up more of their equipment, including a tracing line to help them map out the surreal pocket dimension and not to get lost. The cameraman then suddenly gets distracted by a large crowd speaking, which makes him go to a nearby corridor.
Guys, do you hear this? Hey guys, do you hear this?
When he looks back at his crew and tries relentlessly to attract their attention, with them seemingly not seeing the cameraman at all, they glitch out of the backrooms, even including the tracing line, with the crowd noise vanishing as well. This depicts how misunderstood the backrooms is, despite a large organization trying to map it out and study it. It seems to adapt and shape itself tailored to each individual's worst fears, acting as a sentient organism, luring in people based on what could attract their attention, in order to swallow them in, as seen by the cameraman hearing a crowd. It even could glitch in and out of reality or even time, as seen how the cameraman was dismissed by his crew members, as if he wasn't even with them, with the crew not reacting to his cries when suddenly he disappeared while being in the exact same location. The cameraman, in panic, unsure to what the hell just happened, walks around anxiously shouting for his crew, and then instinctively tries to track back where they came from. It doesn't take him long to realize that he is completely lost, still having a glimmer of hope, walking around in order to find an exit. He eventually reaches a pitch-dark corridor when he uses his flashlight to navigate through. The walls are decorated with archaic wallpaper, seemingly from early 20th century or even late 19th century. In there, he also finds old-school equipment used in construction, such as wheelbarrows and sledgehammers. Suddenly, he comes across an old school house with its roof clipped diagonally in a bizarre, unreal manner, touching the ceiling of the backrooms. The cameraman then heads back to the yellow-stained walls part of the backrooms, slowly losing hope as heard from his labored breathing. He then comes across a test room having different textured walls with an observation glass. He uses his keycard and opens the secure door, arriving inside a room which has seemingly been set up and built inside the backrooms by the Async organization as seen from the previous videos. This time, however, it seems as if this test room is an alternate version of itself, being fully empty and abandoned, with no sign of any Async member who could have been stationed here to analyze and study the backrooms. The alarms then suddenly go off, confusing the cameraman, who is a member of the Async organization, when he turns the camera off. A blueprint then shows the layout of this man-made observation room, which connects to the back room, which seems to possibly lead to another portal from the back, which is not clearly explained in the videos. In an unlisted video called March11-90_archive.tar, which stands for tape archive, it depicts how the backrooms is mapped out to a large extent, with a pipe seemingly pouring cement and designing some rooms. Then it's shown how certain technicians are analyzing and working with some equipment, and how the observation room was created, with the observation window clearly being seen. This is the part which has led many to believe the backrooms was entirely designed by people, maybe async or a different organization. However, it's more likely that it was discovered with one or several observation rooms being built inside it to study it further. Hence why the individuals sent inside were said to be going through expeditions, and they carried briefcases while wearing hazmat suits to seemingly transport equipment to the illustrated observation rooms within the backrooms. They wear hazmat suits as they don't really know what they're up against and want to protect themselves from any possible unknown biochemical exposure. That's why the cameraman knew of the observation room and could access it using his keycard, going through the secured door, explaining these observation rooms were in fact built by async as they worked with the async personnel keycard. But witnessing an unusually empty and abandoned room, the cameraman realizes something is wrong, possibly being glitched into a different alternate dimension. A video titled The Third Test, dated 2nd of July 1988, explains the intentions of the async organization and the purpose of their low proximity magnetic distortion system. On that date, the third test was run with its results being withheld for the time being. Several blueprints slide multidirectionally depicting the complex design of this technology, a technology which could potentially be a breakthrough in helping humanity, opening a portal to a different dimension which was only thought to exist in science fiction. On April 1988, during a press conference, Ivan Beck, the vice director of Async, disclosed the intention of these tests. He explained if they are supported by the government of the USA, they could potentially find a solution for the current and all future storage and residential needs, and save billions of dollars on property construction and management. Therefore, what Async claims to be their main objective is solving storage and property needs, which clearly has some inconsistencies. For example, people cannot just live in the backrooms without any barriers or doors. Also, where would they get food and access to other amenities? The backrooms is also like a prison with no sunlight, which humans need. Therefore, in regards to housing needs, it's a complete sham. They possibly labeled it as such to justify their dangerous and costly experiments. In regards to storage, the backrooms could work to some extent, which seems to have been used previously for this purpose, as archaic tools and even constructions are present within it, but they all seem distorted and deformed, depicting how the backrooms is not a typical storage room, but a pocket dimension where laws of physics as we know them do not apply. It's still curious and unknown how certain tools from centuries ago ended up there, whether they clipped into the backrooms through the unseen holes in our dimension, or did people access the backrooms willingly? And if so, how did they manage to do that with limited technology? The third test has some degree of success, exposing the pocket dimension of the backrooms, but not creating a clear path, which takes us to another video labeled First Contact, dated 17th of October 1989. On the sixth test, the door slowly makes a connection, opening a map to an unknown world, a world which will be known as the Backrooms, a misunderstood, dangerous place where people become trapped and driven into insanity. This clearly shows that the Backrooms was in fact not manufactured by Async, but discovered by Async after several tests, who managed to create a portal into this pocket dimension. They progressively sent their personnel into this world, setting up observation rooms to study the place further. Finally, a video labeled Missing Persons, dated 3rd of February 1990, displays how so many people started going missing after Async created a portal to the Backrooms. Since 1987, the numbers of reported missing people more than doubled, thought to be a direct correlation to the successful creation of the portal. The footage then skips to 4 individuals on an expedition to the Backrooms. They are dressed in hazmat suits, having a tracing line to not lose directions back to the portal, having one briefcase and a camera. They eventually come to a gruesome scene of a corpse who seemingly is wearing a hazmat suit with the helmet taken off, having a complete different style of hazmat to the one from Async, as if there are other people sent from different organizations to the Backrooms, maybe people from different alternate universes and dimensions, or possibly even different timelines. The corpse is covered with a dried black substance which cuts the camera off there and then, with a cryptic message saying, "If anybody, blame him." It seems as if the Backrooms is a living and breathing organism, or an organic place like Earth, which gives life to different creatures and evolves anything that enters it. I personally think that the organism that kidnapped the cameraman from the video titled Found Footage is somehow related to the corpse in this video. In the Ko-Fi account of Kane Pixels, he labels the creature as bacteria, and images of microbial and microscopic substances flash in, which could indicate that the creature was formed in the Backrooms deriving from biological material. The cryptic message saying to blame him could indicate that the death of this person gave rise to different biological organisms, as the human body is home to many different organisms such as bacteria and viruses, and also other carbon-based molecules. Therefore, the creature labeled as bacteria could be a bacteria from human intestines, referred to as flora, which evolved into this creature within the conditions of the Backrooms. Hopefully we learn more about the Backroom story with this new iteration from Kane Pixels. I hope that he keeps the ambiguity of the plotline instead of trying to break it down into a simple answer, as unfortunately a lot of horror movies lose their charm that way, such as the movie Cube that was completely obliterated with the 2004 Cube Zero. That's it for today's video, folks. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. It's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one.